Did I go too far to sabotage my stalker's life? LGBTQ plus drama. When I was 17, I made a friend online who was 23. We are both gay males and were very immature. Sometimes I would listen to his prank calls on three-way dial and we'd laugh about it after. I was very self-suppressed and lived vicariously through him. It was always really childish and dumb, never serious. Later he started dating a guy his age and together they asked me to join them sexually. I declined and things got weird. I suddenly started receiving massive amounts of prank calls on my personal cell and my mom's landline. She refused to change her phone number and resented me for bringing this baggage into her life. We adjusted privacy settings to block unknown numbers. That's when the caller ID started ringing as my friend's boyfriend's name. I assumed they were both behind it given my friend's history of prank calls and the timing, but my friend denied it and seemingly pretended not to believe my claims about his boyfriend. I assume he knew about all of it anyway. His boyfriend couldn't deny solid proof, but he tried. Caller ID faker-like software wasn't available back then, and I didn't know anyone smart enough to fake a caller ID in those days. Plus, Occam's razor says that the most simple answer is typically the truth. The boyfriend was behind it. My family already had trouble accepting me, and these non-stop calls pissed them off, which was very hard on me. It was like baggage that came with me, and they resented me for it. I had no control over what another person chose to do. Obviously, my friend and his boyfriend were extremely insecure and didn't take kindly to being told no. Sometimes I would sleep with the cordless in my room so I could pick it up when the calls inevitably continued throughout the night to avoid waking up my folks. And I'd go to work exhausted and always worried about the amount of missed calls I'd have to clear before everyone got home to see it. It happened almost every hour of the day. I came home to 255 missed calls in one single day. I would block number after number, and 15 minutes later, he'd call from a new number with the same caller ID name. This repeated with 15 plus different phone numbers. I also found out that cost $15 to change a number with Verizon. So the only time I had peace is when he must have inevitably billed to his account and maxed out that allowance, which shut off his service until it was paid. Eventually, they broke up, but that ex-boyfriend continued calling and harassing me. It started escalating from childish prank calls to scary and specific threats that were never followed up on, and then my identity was impersonated on social media to tarnish my reputation. I never did anything to this person, so it really baffled me how much time and effort he put into being a nuisance. Tons of friends, family, and co-workers would confronted me about the accounts in my name, which had sent them horrific messages that included very poor deep fakes of me. It was always embarrassing, to say the least. Cops did nothing but take my report, but would call me with warnings when he reversed victim and offender. It really pissed me off how credulous law enforcement was. Plus, I know they didn't want to deal with young gay drama. My revenge. After several months of this, I found his nudes on Craigslist and thought, fuck you. I photoshopped them to look even uglier, printed stacks of copies with the title, "Hi, I'm his name, I'm your front desk clerk," and enlisted a close friend to help me spread them far and wide around his job, where he worked as the check-in for a hotel. We put on disguises and posted these copies on car windows, under hotel doors, and pulled a total Regina George through the hallways by tossing them everywhere. My mom finally canceled her landline and he couldn't get through anymore, prompting the impersonating accounts to maximize. I found out he got a new job and I repeated this same thing. I was very non-specific by alluding to the photo revenge and threatened to do it again if he didn't leave me alone. I stopped hearing from him immediately.